What's up, folks? Welcome in. Let me know when you guys are in. Hit me with the thumbs up or a quick comment so I know you guys are in the chat. And we'll let some of you folks hop in before we get started. All right, we have a thumbs up. For public safety, good to see you. Mr. Diddy, good to see you. Let's make some moderators, guys. All right. So it's time for the interview with David Nino Rodriguez. He's going to show it on his channel here shortly. I already have it uploaded to my channel. And after his full version of the live stream is up, I'm going to go ahead and drop it on mine as well. But what I would like is for my supporters to go on over to David Nino Rodriguez and watch the full live stream there, and show support in the in the chats over there. And it's gonna be rough, guys, because a lot of those folks out there don't really they're not familiar with our work. And what I'm trying to do is find a way to bridge the gap, or at least build a bridge, right? So basically, you know, one of the questions I have for you guys, my supporters, is can someone that backs the blue actually support the work that we do? Is there a way for us to bridge that gap between the people, right? And you guys will find that he gives me the opportunity to speak, and he starts off the conversation with, I back the blue. And I'm just like, whoa, dude, this is going to be rough. So, but it ended up being a good conversation, a good interview. He allowed me the opportunity to speak. He absolutely agreed with a lot of the things I said. And I do believe that he, how would I say it? He understood what I was talking about, what I was presenting, what I was bringing to the table. And I think I opened his mind up a lot in several different areas. What's up? Here's the deal. Shortly, we are going to see the full video, and I'm actually gonna show you guys some of it now. Like I said, I have it ready to go on my channel, but I want you guys to go over to his channel and watch the premiere over there. Let's talk to some of his supporters. Let's while we're in the chat, you know, hopefully I don't get too much hate and be like, oh, this guy's just a crazy guy, right? I don't really want to like I told him, man, you know, I feel like I'm going to scare your supporters away just, you know, by some of the things that I say. And hopefully we don't do that. So actually let's get started. Let me show you guys my introduction. This, like I said, my video is already up and it'll be shown on my channel. All right, folks, this is the interview that you guys have been waiting for. As promised, I did an interview with David Nino Rodriguez, and I have a quick question for you guys. Can someone that backs the blue actually support what we do? Can we find a way to find some common ground and have discussions so that we can better this country from all angles? I believe so. And I got to tell you guys, he starts off the interview with I back the blue, and I was a little afraid of how the interview was going to go, but I got to tell you, he absolutely appreciates what I do, what we do as a community, and he agrees with the work. And I think you guys are really going to appreciate this video. He has it on his channel. I'm putting it on mine as well, so you guys can see the full interview here. And stick around to the end, because once we cut off the interview, we just talk, and it's just kind of just two guys just talking, you know. And I think you guys are going to really appreciate the whole interview and the ending as well. Quick shout out to Alki David, who connected us and put us in touch with each other. Thank you, Alki, for your tremendous work and just being a good dude. I do give some shout outs to a lot of veterans that do what we do, and a lot of you channels out there that do what we do. If I missed you, I'm truly sorry, guys. This is kind of all off the top of my head, and I just had to think as much as possible and put you guys out there. So if I missed you, I know there's a lot of channels that I missed. I apologize. And one more quick shout out before you watch the video. All my friends out in the UK that do audits, you guys in Canada, you guys in Australia, and other places around the world as well. I didn't give you guys a shout out in this video, but I was thinking about you, and just my mind was going 100 miles an hour, guys. You guys are going to see, but I do want to give you guys a shout out before we get into the video. So thank you all for supporting my channel. Thank you all for supporting my work throughout the years. And I really do like David Nino Rodriguez's channel. So if you're not subscribed to David Nino Rodriguez, subscribe to him. I think you guys are going to learn a lot from his channel. He has a bunch of guests on there, and he's just an amazing man. And
thank you, Angry Vet.
So without further ado, guys, here's your video.
Thank you all for being here, man. Let's watch some of this video. At 12 o'clock, we'll go to his channel.
All right, folks, welcome to Nino's Corner.tv. Actually, I'm going to try to put this up on YouTube, FluffTube. I think we can make this happen. I'm joined with David Tocayo.
Yeah, my Tocayo.
My Tocayo. San Joaquin Valley Transparency.
If you guys don't know what Tocayo means, it's a Tocayo is in Spanish. It's basically same name, somebody with the same name. You know, you see somebody with the same name. Hey, my Tocayo. So it's kind of like a show of respect for folks who have the same name as you. Thank you guys for all the support and donations, man. The thumbs up, the shares. Kyle says, 31 years with Dallas. I enjoy your content as other brothers and sisters. There are those that appreciate your way of doing it. The good, learn from it. Thank you. I appreciate all you guys, man. Francisco Martinez, you have the right to remain silent. That's a great name for a channel, by the way. Brooklyn Audit, good to see you, bro. All you guys, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make you a moderator. All right, let's keep watching, guys.
Where he audits the police, keeps them in check. I'm a big fan of this. I'm not about causing any disruptions or doing anything like that, but keeping them aware of our amendments, of our constitutional rights, and what you guys do, I commend. Dave, I'm glad to have you on, man. I've been looking forward to this interview. Like I said, I back the blue. Okay, my family's in the FBI, the chief of police. But listen, I know a lot of these guys can be glorified bouncers with badges. Okay, that's how I see a lot of these guys. They don't know our rights. They don't know our constitutional rights. They don't know the amendments. You even quizzed one of the guys in public on camera. He had no idea what the First Amendment was. I mean, this is what we're dealing with. We got to make sure that these guys are held responsible to carry that badge.
Right. Absolutely. So when I started my channel, there's a reason I put transparency in my channel name, and that's because I wanted to highlight the good and the bad. There's, this thing about statism versus voluntarism. I guess if you believe that we should have government to regulate us and tell us what to do and where to go, then I guess you're a statist. If you live in a voluntarist type of state of mind, I guess you feel that, there should be, unless you create a victim, there is no crime, and I've tried to balance that within myself since I started my channel. And I've come to learn a lot and I guess that will lead me to answer the question. I know this is going to be asked. What got me to start doing this and got me to start recording police and start asking questions? I woke up one day and I seen the news and it said that Kern County was the deadliest county for police justified killings. So I was like, wow, man, my kids are growing up here. How is this a sustainable way to live? So I decided to go out and start recording. I tried to stay anonymous as long as possible. And I tried to do my best to, try to make it respectful and try not to come off as anti-police. And I got to tell you that some of the channels that came before me, they would call me like half a bootlicker or whatnot, because I would try to like fist bump cops who wouldn't try to violate my rights, shake hands.
You're just trying to be cool. You're trying to be cool.
Yeah, I try to shake hands with cops who were very respectful of my rights and stuff like that. So I always try to come off as not being anti-police or even, pro-police. I just wanted to put the truth out there and what I saw and what I was recording. And I wanted the cops here in Kern County and Bakersfield to think that someone was recording them at all times, even if I wasn't out there.
The way I see it, if we don't keep them on check, if we don't audit them, then it's a runaway train. Because if these guys can't even name the Constitution amendments, they don't even know this, then this gives more justification for the New World Order to do what they're going to do, globalism. They're going to come in, and who do they use? They use the police, and they swear to the Constitution to protect our rights. And if they don't even know those rights, we have a serious problem, a very serious problem.
Absolutely. One of the things that I've discovered since I started this channel is I started asking cops. I didn't start walking up to cops and just swear at them. I started to ask questions. And one of the questions that I began asking cops, and this allowed me to uncover a pattern, was, do you know the First Amendment of the Constitution? And there's five elements to it. And I got to say, let me ask you really quick, Nino, and I hate to put you on the spot, but do you know the
Well,
five elements of the First Amendment of the
I
Constitution?
know it's a freedom of press. I know it's a freedom of speech.
Outstanding.
And I know that it's the right to assemble, and
Outstanding.
that leads to the Second Amendment, which people don't know this. It's the right to a well-regulated militia. Okay, not just the right to bear arms, the right
Right.
the to a well-regulated militia. So people really need that. Yes, and I do know the amendments. I know most of them.
Outstanding, bro. I'm glad that you're able to at least name three of them. There's religion as well, and
Yeah. Well,
freedom
I
to
can't like verbatim, like
right,
I
right.
have to go back and read them, but
What's funny is as long as I've been doing this, I don't really know the whole like how to read it verbatim either, um, or state it verbatim, but I do know the five elements of it, and this is one of the patterns that I've uncovered with police is they don't really know it. And what I find funny is the fact that they swore an oath to the Constitution when they get that job, the badge and the gun and the uniform, and they're being thrown out in the streets like this. And I think not only makes it dangerous for the people, but also makes it dangerous for the cop. They can put themselves in a dangerous position by trying to get people to comply or give up ID when a person doesn't have to. There's a there's a thing called RAS, reasonable articulable suspicion that you've committed a crime. In fact, you don't have to identify unless a cop can articulate that they have RAS, a reasonable articulable suspicion that you committed a crime. And they're not supposed to take you into custody until they can articulate SAF, a single articulable fact that you committed a crime. And that's when you pretty much have to identify. They'll get your fingerprints or whatnot. And some of these things I've learned along the way, while doing the work that I do, and it's just it I have to question, where exactly we're at. I had a friend who, and I will say that I speak to the who is who of police accountability. Jason Bassler from Police to Police, the original dude. He also has that website, the Free Thought Project. Amazing dude, very smart as well. I've learned a lot from him. Just like when he told me, the First Amendment was written to mirror your natural rights, because I used to call them people's rights, human rights. And he says, well, I don't really like to call them human rights because people tend to think like, where are these humans at? Where is this coalition of humans that think they have rights? When you speak of it in terms as natural rights, I began to understand that we're actually born with these natural rights. And the First Amendment mirrors those natural rights, freedom of religion, pray to God or no God, freedom of speech, freedom of press. You're able to go out and record, and you don't need a press pass. I want to clear the air on this. I think a lot of folks have a misconception of you need a press pass to actually be press. No, that's part of your First Amendment right. You're able to pick up a camera or your phone and go out and record and ask questions. And
I'm
then
glad you're
also,
stating that, especially in the society we live in today. Just having a phone with a camera on it, you're now considered press.
absolutely. And that leads another question is, do we know and understand the differences between private property and public property? A lot of folks don't seem to know that, And I want to give a shout out to Carlos Miller from Photography is Not a Crime. I don't think he actually goes out and records anymore, but he was the one who coined the term First Amendment audits. And there I also want to give a shout out to Jeff Gray, Honor Your Oath, who a lot of folks consider the godfather of First Amendment auditing. Those two guys are some of the guys that I began watching, along with Joe Citizen Ho and a lot of other guys out there that came before me. And when I came about, when I started my channel, there was only like a handful of First Amendment auditing channels, and there was probably a dozen cop watchers out there. And I started to see things as well. Maybe some things that I didn't like, some of the channels that were before me, some of the things I feel like they were trying to corner the market. So one of the things that I decided to do as well is help the channels, smaller channels grow. My channel kind of started taking off really fast, and because I didn't want to approach this as being anti-police. I wanted to try
Right.
to.
And that would be a question I was going to ask you right now, Dave, is that people will say like, "Oh, this guy's bullying police. He's instigating problems." How are you going about this? Like, how do you come into a situation? Like, do you egg the police on? Do you?
Uh, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to show you the full thing now. We're just gonna kind of watch some of it, and like I said, I definitely want my support base to go over to his channel in the chat because I don't. I mean, I am I gonna get destroyed over there as soon as they hear me talking? I feel like I'm gonna scare a lot of his folks away, just because there's a lot of folks like this. Watch, I'm gonna highlight this comment right here. Um, right here from said donut operator is a bootlicker. And you see, I don't want to say, I don't want to go in there and call them bootlickers because that's just going to piss them off and it's just going to create a divide. Although I do believe there are a lot of bootlickers out there, like the donut operator is definitely a bootlicker. There's nothing that the cops can do wrong, right? They can do no wrong, and that, in my opinion, is a bootlicker. But I've always tried to figure out a way how we can bridge the gap, how we can get, like think about the channel, the longtime supporter on my channel and many of your channels as well. I know a lot of you guys know him, ex bootlicker. Um, Ex bootlicker, that channel name says it all because he used to, just like a lot of us, used to believe that cops are here to protect us and to save the day, when in fact they're not. Case law will show that they don't have a duty to protect us, and his full live stream is his premiere is gonna start in about 30 minutes at 12 o'clock. So I'm gonna try to send as many folks as I can over there to go watch and to just help out. Help out in the chats. Let them know that this is for the betterment of everybody. Whether you lean left or right. This is something that I believe we kind of move forward. This is an amazing community to be a part of, and I hope that we can win the people over. And I think that David Nino Rodriguez giving me the opportunity to speak on his platform will allow us to win the minds over of a lot of people who I would say that possibly wouldn't give us the opportunity or the chance to even speak on this type of stuff. And so I really do appreciate him, giving me the ability to speak on his channel. And I think David Nino Rodriguez is a good dude. I actually like his channel. I've been watching several of his videos, and I think he does amazing work. I think he questions a lot of things, which in reality, I think that's what it takes, right? To question everything, question authority, and all that stuff. So with that being said, guys, let's watch a little bit more of the video, and let's definitely keep watching a little bit till we send everybody over there. What's
Just
up,
show up to
Reluctant
a
Prophet? Good
stop,
to
a
see you, bro.
traffic stop, and start recording? Like, what do you do? How do you get in these predicaments or these situations with police? Because I've been wondering that myself.
Great question. And you know, I maybe I have baited police a little bit, but do police use bait cars for the people? You don't have to bite if you're being baited, right? And I try to not approach this in that type of manner. Like, and I will say this, guys, you will find videos on my channel where I've made a tremendous amount of mistakes, especially when I first started out. I I don't really think I knew exactly what I was doing. I just kind of felt like something needed to be done. And I made a tremendous amount of mistakes along the way. I do take advice. I don't want to scare your viewers away. I do want to say that I take constructive criticism. So if you're watching now on David Nino's channel, don't be afraid. Don't turn this off yet. Keep watching because I do believe that I will bring something to the table where a lot of folks will understand. Like I said, I've made a lot of mistakes along the way, and I try to clear up my mistakes because I feel like we're allowed to make mistakes, but once we realize they're mistakes, once you keep doing them, then you just become the asshole. You become the tyrant, right? And I
Right,
don't
but
want to become the
your
tyrant.
intention is pure. Your intention is good.
Right.
You're out for people's rights, and that's what I see. I mean, you can make many mistakes. Look, I make mistakes probably on every show, but the thing is, this is that I come out and clear the air and say, "Oops, I screwed up on that one, folks. I'm sorry. I went back and retract my statement. Whatever." And the same thing with you. Your mission is growing organically, so obviously you're going to hit some hiccups. You're going to have some speed bumps. You're going to mess up on some things you say, but your intention is good, and that's what I want to convey to the people is, as long as your intention is good.
Right. Definitely. I try to, keep a good head on my shoulders. I try to stay positive. A lot of folks have said that, I bring some kind of humor to my work as well. I try to make it funny and I try to make it to where the cop, gets comfortable with me when I'm out there speaking. I've been told as well, like, oh, don't try to educate the cops while you're out there. Well, in reality, I'm not necessarily just trying to educate the cop. I'm trying to educate the viewer. I do believe that we as parents shouldn't be sending our kids out in the streets to go to football games or Starbucks or without knowing their natural rights. I think this is important. And one thing I want to one thing I want to make clear as well is the fact that the Bill of Rights and the Constitution and these documents, they don't give us our rights. We are born with natural rights. These documents are written to limit the scope of authority that public officials have over us, the people. And, like I was saying, I have a friend who asked me one time, why don't you talk about politics? And I was like, well, this is how I think of politics, man. And I could be wrong, but it seems like the left wants to create more government and the right wants to enforce it. So it's two wings of the same bird. I know a lot of us have heard that
I
before.
agree with you on that completely. It's
And
all
I
part of the
have,
same swamp.
right, I've leaned left before and I've leaned right, but at the end of the day, I feel like I walked out of a boxing match with Nino Rodriguez, Both of my cheeks are
Yeah, no, it is
red.
like that. How do you think
So
I feel every day talking about this stuff? I wanted to play a video. I have a one of your videos let me see if it's on here, right here.
Is there a sign on the front?
So we'll skip a lot of that, guys. He plays some of my video on there for his viewers, and like hopefully some of his viewers don't get turned off by the way I talk to these cops and stuff like that. They're trying to kick us off the property. Many of you guys have seen this video. I believe this is actually one of my favorite videos that I've actually ever done. Jay Surreal Camera, you guys can see him in the background. He was there with me. Two of my sons, Nikki and Nate Skates, were with me. And Midwest Accountability, what's up, brother? Welcome in, welcome in. Everybody, thank you guys all for being here, man. Straight up. Much love, all you guys. I truly appreciate every single one of you guys. Even that one hater that gave me a thumbs down. Thank you, hater. True supporter. Yeah, so he shares some of my video, and I do discuss Jay Surreal Camera in there a little bit. Let him know Nate Skates has been with me for a long time. And he actually watched this video. I sent it to him, and this video is the one that made him like want to interview me because he appreciated what I did. So we'll fast forward some of that stuff, guys, and he's gonna show you guys are gonna see the full thing on his channel. I think he gave me the opportunity. One of the things that I like about David Nino Rodriguez is he has amazing interviews on his channel, like badass interviews, and I think he's great at doing what he does because he asks questions and then he lets you have the floor. He doesn't interrupt. He lets you speak, and that I think allowed me to really get off my mind and my chest what I wanted to say. There's a couple times where I had some brain farts, but I did go live and I asked some of you guys um, to give me some pointers, and I wrote a lot of stuff down. Like I said at the beginning, I gave a lot of folks shout outs. I gave a lot of the veterans shout outs. I had put up a community post asking, those who are veterans to let me know so I can write it down and I can do something for you guys. And I wanted to make sure that when I did this interview, I gave as many of you guys shout outs, because those of you who are veterans, Rights Crispy, San Joaquin Jr., The Angry Vet, many others, those of you who are veterans, I believe you guys are serving this country not once but twice. And for that, I think you guys hold a special place in my heart and should be revered, as heroes, remembered as heroes. And I think you guys are doing an amazing thing. And you guys truly hold in your hearts what it means to be free. So with that, I just want to say thank you guys, those of you who are veterans. And I do give a lot of folks shout outs in this video. And if I missed your channel name, I truly apologize, guys. It just kind of, I wrote some things down right before the interview, and I know I missed a lot of you guys because there's hundreds of channels out here. And but like I said, I do believe I missed a lot, but I apologize if I missed your channel name. And but let's keep watching, guys. We'll watch for a little bit, and then we'll all go over to Nino's channel to watch the full stream over there.
Answer to what a first
Hold
the
on.
First Amendment is. Come on, man.
So
You don't need to figure
he
out.
didn't know what the First Amendment was.
No, he said, I know you're a First Amendment auditor.
Remember, this is the land of
That
the
was
free.
his answer to that.
People to walk freely without nobody coming up to us, asking us for papers, asking us for anything. Unless it's private property. This isn't private property. Who's the owner of this property? The county, right? The taxpayers, right? Us, right? You, right? So you said that this is private, and I'm asking you serious. I'm not trying to get you guys on.
Thank you, bro.
Okay.
All right. Now, the fact that an officer doesn't know the First Amendment, to me, should raise a huge red flag. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Did you hear me before when I was talking over the video?
Yes.
All right. Probably sound the same. This mic probably doesn't even work. You guys got 874,000 views on that video.
Yeah.
So it's making a huge dent.
Right.
And it's to be taken very serious. More people need to be like you and know their rights. Everybody needs to know their rights. At least know your amendments. And I'm not advocating for getting out there and bullying police and causing problems. We're not saying I back the blue. I love the police, but we gotta hold them accountable. Everyone needs to be audited. Correct?
I believe that everybody should learn that it's their right to record. When you're recording police, like let's say on a traffic stop or whatnot, you're not only doing this for the people, but you actually could be doing this for police as well. What if the person says that the police did something wrong and the police didn't actually do it wrong? The videos are out there, and the police can actually use the video to back them up or help them out in situations like that as well. That's why I believe that recording police is not a negative thing. I know they try to spin it and make it seem like recording police and holding them accountable is not a positive thing. And one of the things I think police do very well is use propaganda to garner support no matter what. We can do no wrong. We're given a badge and a gun and we're automatic heroes. I don't believe that's necessarily true. I don't believe that police officers bleed blue. In fact, I believe that we're all human. We all make mistakes. And there is an umbrella of protection that allows police officers to continue these mistakes, to get away with the law. They have police unions, which allow bad police officers to go work in other areas, neighboring departments. We have internal investigations that we did an internal investigation and we found that the officer did no wrongdoing. There are a lot of case laws that allow police officers to not, they say that police are here to protect the people, right? But isn't that what the Second Amendment is for? Now, I understand There's little old ladies out there that are not able to protect themselves. Maybe they're the ones that need the police, right? And so this whole mindset that we really need police, I believe that family, neighbors, we should all really learn how to really protect each other out there. We should really get to know and speak to our friends and family and our neighbors, and learn how to treat each other kindly, learn how to protect each other out there. And America is a place that has everybody here. We need to learn how to coexist. And I do believe that if you lean left, and just because you lean left, you're no longer my friend. What kind of American am I? If you lean right, and I say, well, you know what, man, you lean right, and I bite into,
There's extremes on both sides, which I agree with you
absolutely,
on.
absolutely. So I believe that we need to learn how to coexist. And this is one of the things that I say on my channel a lot. Here, this First Amendment auditing community seems to be one of the first communities out there regarding activism or whatnot, that I believe that we grab people by their collars and we push them forward. You know what I mean? Let's not lean one way or the other. Let's move forward, guys. And that's why I think this is an amazing community. There has been a lot of channels that have come in, later on, and they do other things, like they go film private businesses, churches, and now we got people recording folks while they're eating, just to stir up some for clicks and
So
views.
you are against anyone stirring up any commotion or problems. That's not what we want here.
Right, right, right. And like I say, I've even made mistakes out there, where I'm not acting as professional as I should be, and I listen to the comments, I read the comments, and I wait for people to put me in check. And in reality, that's kind of what I need as well. That's what we all need. We need people practicing their First Amendment, letting me have it when I screw up. You know what I
But
mean?
but yeah, but what you're doing is commendable, because we cannot have these police officers acting like, and I'm going to say, these globalist drones, these robots. They got to understand our Constitution. They got to, because they're the ones upholding it.
That's one thing that I think David Nino Rodriguez has right on there. Um, is like at the beginning of the interview, he says, "I back the blue," but I've never really heard anybody call these cops globalist drones, and so I think this guy gets it. I think this guy truly understands what needs to happen. And that's why I think that we're trying to figure out a way and find a way to, connect the people instead of, continuing this divide. You know, there's a lot of folks out there that don't really try to see what we do. They don't try to really understand what we do. They close their minds once they know that we record the police. They block us out, and they're like, "Nah, these guys are automatic bad people." But this guy gets it. He understands what they do. He says he compared cops of today to bouncers in a club, that they'll just get you and bounce you out of there without any reasoning or anything, right? And that's exactly what cops are doing. They're violating our rights without really truly trying to understand, what our rights are. And like I said, I've never really heard anybody call them drones. And it's he said, I know your comment. I want to highlight this. He doesn't get it. He sounds like a bootlicker. I do believe that he does get it, though. He understands what we're doing. He understands the importance of it, and you guys are going to hear as you continue to watch and pay attention. I think this guy comes from a family of police, so his whole life he's been back to blue. Let's not forget Jamie Daves, rest in peace, a good friend of mine, who his father was a chief of police for a while. His sister, his, a lot of his family is back to blue, and he used to be like that, right? He told me that he used to always, back to blue no matter what. Started watching my channel, and his family kind of looked down upon him because he didn't really want to become a cop until years later. He didn't really talk to his dad anymore, and after he found my channel, him and his dad used to watch some of my videos together, and they used to have a laugh, and they were able to find a common ground, and they were able to talk to each other. So I've always wondered, can we get some of these channels, like for instance, there are other channels that seem like no matter what, cops can do no wrong. We have that Officer Tatum. We have the Donut Operator. Those kinds of channels, they will never highlight cops that do wrong. They like seem to just kind of skip those videos and just go to the ones where cops are heroes. And that is the difference between those guys and somebody like Nino Rodriguez, who is trying to dig, trying to ask questions, trying to find out where I'm coming from, where this community is coming from. And like I said, I think this is a good way to build a bridge between the bootlickers and the auditing community. I think David Rodriguez does a really good job of interviewing people, asking questions, and he's absolutely giving me the opportunity to speak to his supporters. Like I said, here shortly in about 13 minutes, I'm going to end this live stream, and we're going to all go over, if you guys would join me to David Nino Rodriguez's channel. If you guys can, moderators, if you guys can grab Nino Rodriguez's channel and drop it in the chat, so you guys can be ready to go watch the full live stream over there, or the full premiere over there. I would really appreciate it, guys. I want to win over the people on his channel. He gets quite a few folks watching at the same time at once, so I don't really want to scare a lot of his viewers away. I want to kind of win them over, and be gentle over there, guys. Be gentle over there. Remind them, say, hey, watch the full interview. Remind them, let them know that we're trying to bridge the gap. We're trying to build a bridge, and we're trying to coexist in this country. We're trying to win them over, guys. So let's go. When it's time, let's go win them over. Let's show them what we truly bring to the table, because I believe that what we offer, we the people offer, the offering that we give, that we bring, it's a, how would I say it? We're in a state of peaceful non-compliance. And I think that once we get everybody on the same page to keep up this peaceful non-compliance, then we won't have to water the tree, if that makes any sense. The people won't have to go down that route. And I think we need to really try to, like I say, just build a bridge, guys. Let's keep watching a little bit. It's almost time to go to Nino's channel, so let's push play. Right.
They have got to understand this. They are upholding our Constitution. When they swear an oath to the Constitution, they are protecting, not abusing
SKVT,
our
right.
rights. They are protecting our rights, not out there to abuse our rights. They have got to learn the amendments. They cannot be out there being bouncers with badges. That's not what our taxpayer money goes to. It is to protect us against who? Government.
Right. Exactly. And I'm glad you say that, because that doing what I do has allowed me to uncover patterns. I started asking cops if they know the First Amendment of the Constitution, and it's mind-blowing. A high percentage, in the high 90s, cops don't know it. Now, there are cops that have stated the First Amendment, and I'll shake hands, I'll fist bump with them, and I'm like, thank you so much for saying that.
Uphold it.
Right. And one of the I never really thought about that. And like I said, I think David, he's on it. He's smart, because I said that we need to teach cops, our rights, the Constitution, and he still said that doesn't mean they're gonna uphold it. That shit is amazing. That's amazing, guys. Like, folks who understand this and get it and see the value that we bring, if he's able to take it upon himself and say, even though they know that we have rights, that doesn't mean they're going to uphold it. That is very, very, very true. And that's why I believe that Nino gets it. That's why I believe that he understands what's going on, and what I'm trying to bring to the table, what many of you guys are going to bring to the table. A lot of you guys are going to see, like the Angry Vet, I give you guys shout outs, and I do want to say that I hate doing these kinds of things by myself. I don't believe I'm well spoken. I don't believe that I know, you know, much. I have uncovered some things through patterns, you know, after seeing a lot, after watching enough videos, after going out and recording and asking questions. I believe that I've been able to uncover some patterns that, and to be able to present it so that we can say, okay, something is wrong here. Let's continue to educate each other, learn from each other. A lot of you new channels out there have seen what we've done for years, and you guys soak it up, and you guys bring something else to the table, something that we've never seen before. Whether it's a new line, whether it's a way to do things, a way to conduct an audit or a cop watch, and we all bring something to the table, guys. That's why I believe we're all important. That's why I say things like, I don't want to be the biggest channel out there. I don't want to be the only channel out there. I don't want to misguide anyone. I don't want to mislead anyone. I want to be put in check when I do something wrong. You know, and I may say things in this interview that you guys may not agree with. Let me know. Let me know. You guys email me, recordpolicenow@gmail.com. Let me know what I do when I say things that you guys feel that I may be mistaken or misguided. And I believe that together we are building a huge community. And what's up, Master Accountability? Good to see you, bro. We're building a community that does good for the betterment of all the people. And if you guys are just tuning in, I was on David Nino Rodriguez's show. He's going to be premiering it here in about 6-7 minutes. I'm going to be ending this live stream here shortly. I want all you guys to go subscribe to David Nino Rodriguez's channel. Watch the full video there. And just so you guys know, he has a lot of people watching at one time. And I hope I don't get hammered so much in there. And there's going to be a lot of folks that back the blue in there. Let's not go scare everyone away. Let's go over there and try to win them over. Let's be respectful to them. Let's show them what we truly are about, what we truly have to offer as a community. I think, like, in this community, we grab folks by the collar, whether they lean left, whether they lean right, and we'll try to shake the nonsense out of them and try to get them to move forward. And I think that's one of the things that this community does very, very well. This community has everybody involved in it. Black, white, Asians, Latin, everybody, Indian, Jewish folks, everybody is in this community. Man, woman, non-binary, or I don't know how to say that, but I think this community is a wonderful community. I think we move forward, and what we're gonna try to do is try to win over the people. Look, I've always wondered, you know, about how can we get, you know, these folks that back the blue to understand where we're coming from. You know, there's an ex-UFC fighter, Tito Ortiz, who's pissed off because LA took the blue line flag down, and he's like really upset about it. And he made a Instagram community post, and I'm like, dude, like, I might be able to help you understand where the people are coming from. He's a little closed-minded. He says, you have your opinions, I have mine. And I'm like, okay, well, at least you answered me, you know. So, you know, Mass Accountability wants to know, is the boot so far down their throat, too far down their throat? We'll see. We'll see how the chat is over there. You know, we'll see how it is, guys. I hope I don't scare everyone away with my first couple of sentences over there. And some folks will never understand. You know, cops can do no wrong. Like I mentioned, just right now, I mentioned like the donut operator. I mentioned, you know, what's that guy's name? Officer Tatum. These guys, they will never highlight, you know, cops that do wrong. It's just not in their narrative. You know, they will never spin it, you know, to, you know, the betterment of the people. It's always to, you know, just give it to the cops no matter what. Allow them to just let them do what they want, you know. let the internal affairs investigation do their job, right? I mean, a lot of these guys, some of these guys that have channels out there are still cops or ex-cops, and they will never try to see it in the eyes of the people. But the people are not dumb. Ultimately, the people are smarter than these political parasites would have ever thought. We've been confused for a long time. I think we've been misled, misguided to hate each other out here. You know, if you lean towards a political, side, they make the other side think you're a piece of shit, you're an idiot, you're a racist, and in reality, I think we need to learn how to coexist in this country and in the world. Shout out to all you folks out in the UK that are doing audits, all you folks in Canada and Australia and other parts of the world. Shout out to all you guys for doing this as well and for standing up for freedom. Everybody in this world wants freedom, and I think that's what everyone in this political arena will understand and agree with. A lot of us are out there fighting each other. A lot of us out there are fighting each other. And do we need to continue this fight, or can we find a way to agree and have some kind of unity so that so it's hard for the political parasites to, use certain, how would I say it, laws to overstep the boundaries of the Constitution or our rights, as a matter of fact. The Constitution was written to limit the scope of authority that public officials have over us, the people. So with that being said, guys, let me change my face on here because I have like my tongue sticking out. It looked kind of weird. But I think we're gonna go ahead and end it. We got another minute left before David Nino Rodriguez shows the full live stream, the full premiere on his channel. We have over 200, close to 300 people watching. And I think we can go over there and welcome everybody aboard to the First Amendment auditing community, and let them, look at us in a good light. And I hope that we can figure that out, folks. So, with that being said, I'm gonna shut this down, guys. Moderators, really quick, if you guys can grab David Nino Rodriguez's channel link, or actually the video, because it's ready for a premiere. Grab that video link, drop it really quick in the chat. That way everybody can go over there and start waiting for it. It's gonna come on in 1 more minute, guys. I will also be in the chat with you guys. So let's all go to David Nino Rodriguez's channel. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button, and let's let everybody there know. Welcome to the First Amendment auditing community, where everyone is welcome. And we're open for suggestions. We're open for constructive criticism. And I think we can find a way to make this a better world for everyone. Good to see you, Preston Ranker, Brooklyn Audits, Rights Crispy, Perceived Authority, Utah Cop Watch, everybody. Let's all go over there. All right, folks, I'm going to end this here. I'll see you guys all in David Nino's chat. Let's go, folks.